Welcome back, true believers and all you spectacular Spidey fans, to another very exciting episode of Marvel's Spider-Man 2 101. And as it stands right now, we are officially in the month of July, which means that we are merely 1 month closer to the release of Marvel's Spider-Man 2 launching worldwide this year on October 20th. But of course, while there has been quite a lot of intriguing news happening for the game recently, primarily in the case of the game's composer of John Paisano fully releasing the main theme for Marvel's Spider-Man 2, which is very exciting in its own right, a lot of people are still wondering as to what we can expect to see next for Marvel's Spider-Man 2 before the game fully releases. And despite us inevitably going to receive a trailer showcasing the 10 digital deluxe edition suits and the 2 specific pre-order bonus suits, which I did already do a video on that you can check out in case you missed it, we're also seemingly going to get another look at full-length gameplay relatively soon. Whereas this Twitter user of Josie went on to ask Insomniac online, stating, when will there be another gameplay reveal? And Insomniac themselves merely replied with, in the future. Now, I don't know about all of you, but considering that we only have less than 4 months to go until Marvel's Spider-Man 2 fully releases, even though we've already gotten quite a lot from the game, there still is room for more. Plus, considering that all the massive gaming events did happen last month in June, that might make things a bit more complicated to pinpoint exactly when and where we could see more from Insomniac. Luckily for all of you, I know of 3 potential time frames as to when we could see more of this title. So to begin, we are looking forward within this month of July at the big kahuna of all the events that are on the docket here, with the one and only San Diego Comic-Con, which is happening from July 20th through July 23rd. And while I already fully discussed about San Diego Comic-Con in my previous 101 video, which again you should check out in case you missed it, the overall show floor map was recently posted on the SDCC website. And as you can see right in the middle of the show floor, Marvel Entertainment is going to be there in full force. But as for whether or not Marvel Games in particular is going to be at San Diego Comic-Con and showcase a full-on panel with all their upcoming titles is still currently unknown. But if anything, considering how close we now are to Comic-Con itself, we should be hearing an official announcement from Marvel Games sometime this month. So definitely keep your eyes peeled and the notification bell turned on for this channel just in case any news from Marvel Games drops. And speaking of Comic-Con, we do have the biggest tease yet from Mondo showcasing a brand new official art piece of Marvel Spider-Man 2 that certainly hints towards the possibility of us seeing more from the game during this year's festivities. Where coming from Mondo themselves on Twitter, they stated, here's a peek at some of our booth exclusive posters this year from Greg Ruth, Tropical Toxic, and Aaron Craig, which awesomely fully reveals a brand new officially licensed poster of Marvel's Spider-Man 2 showcasing Peter and Miles fighting Venom. Whereas the poster's description states, illustrator and cartoonist Tomer Hanuka depicts Peter Parker and Miles Morales joining forces to battle Venom, who's been unveiled as the long-awaited game's big bad. The poster will be available with a limited edition of 215 pieces. All 3 posters will go on sale at the convention and at Mondo's site, where Spider-Man will go up for $85 on Thursday, July 20th. So definitely be sure to look out for Mondo's booth at SDCC or go on their website to try and snag the poster for yourself. Although I do believe that if Marvel's Spider-Man 2 does make an appearance during this year's Comic-Con, that is where I think it would be most fitting for Insomniac to showcase the trailers debuting all the 10 digital deluxe edition suits, as well as the 2 pre-order bonus costumes. And in turn, it may not be sufficient to showcase a full-length gameplay demo of Marvel's Spider-Man 2 that would only be exclusive for the people who are able to attend Comic-Con in person, considering that they did the exact same thing for the opening cutscene for Spider-Man PS4. But on the flip side, this next event that I believe we could definitely see more gameplay for Marvel's Spider-Man 2 during, which would actually take place throughout the span of an entire month, would indeed be coming straight from the people over at Game Informer.
I'm gonna list some bad guys, and you just confirm whether or not they're in the game.
Okay.
Venom?
Hell no.
Considering that's already happened twice now with Spider-Man PS4 and Miles Morales, which both had full month-long coverages of the entire game from top to bottom with direct insights from the developers working on the game from Insomniac. But as for when exactly this Game Informer coverage could start, it definitely has to begin before the month of October, considering that's the month when Marvel's Spider-Man 2 launches, and any coverage from Game Informer up at that point would be too late. And if Marvel's Spider-Man 2 actually it does end up appearing during Comic-Con, the Game Informer coverage might not happen this month either, meaning that only leaves August and September, which would certainly both be adequate times to fully debut some brand new gameplay footage of Marvel's Spider-Man 2, showcasing a plethora of different aspects of the game, such as combat, traversal, maybe a bit of the story, and of course, hopefully getting even more details about some of the game's villains like the Lizard, Kraven, and even Venom. So with the two most likely possibilities of this year's Comic-Con and a potential Game Informer coverage being out of the way for when we could see more gameplay for Marvel's Spider-Man 2 next, the last possibility that we do have here is merely a rumor, but it has been going around for a solid couple weeks now. And while I'm personally not entirely sure if this could happen, it still lies within the realm of possibility. And in this case, I am talking about a second massive PlayStation showcase, which may or may not happen before Marvel Spider-Man 2 releases in October. Now this comes from a well-renowned gaming industry insider of Colin Moriarty, who has been around the block several times when it comes to massive gaming scoops, where considering that this year's PlayStation showcase, even though we did see a full-length gameplay demo of Marvel Spider-Man 2, it wasn't as well received as the previous PlayStation showcases were in 2020 and 2021. And supposedly, that might have been a tactical move on purpose coming from Sony, where they did want to get some of the smaller announcements out of the way during this first PlayStation showcase alongside revealing one of their next major PS5 exclusives with Marvel Spider-Man 2, to then potentially follow up with a much larger and bigger PlayStation showcase that might happen later near the end of the year. And this is specifically what Colin had to say on the matter.
That was the worst thing ever. I'm like, I don't know about that. I've been in the industry for a long time. There were worse E3 conferences than that. There were worse, I don't know. So I just feel like it's somewhere probably in the middle. Okay. I've heard from people that I know, and I think it's fairly obvious that there will be another showcase later in the year. Oh, I assume it will be more focused on some of these games that are rattling around, but
like a future game showcase, like they branded it the first time around.
Yeah, something like this, and maybe just even market it as first. And they don't like using the term second party; they just like to pretend everything is first party. But really, like mature and get those games out of there.
Now keep in mind that I'm no gaming industry insider myself, and I'm merely carrying on a message that has already been said. But as a massive gaming fan myself, I would absolutely love to see even more titles that Sony is currently working on. And if that means that we would see even further footage of Marvel Spider-Man 2 gameplay in action, then by all means, the more the merrier. But be sure to keep in mind that none of these events have been officially confirmed as it stands right now. But nonetheless, it's still a very exciting time to be a fan of Marvel's Spider-Man 2. And I, for one, just can't wait to see what Insomniac has in store next. But with all that said, everybody, that's the video I have for all of you today, and please let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below. What type of gameplay footage would you like to see from Marvel's Spider-Man 2 next, and which event do you want it to appear during? Let me know what you think. Be sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you did enjoy, and for more Marvel Spider-Man 2 videos like this in the future. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay spectacular, Spidey fans, and until next time, peace out.